0.7 Asempa FM so ne Ekosiisen dwumadi no asoguso a utie no era mo nyina ase matwen ya me yakọ abameden di osaibo nso make say Mr. Kwabena Agyei Agyapong atena say former General Secretary of the NPP, former Presidential Press Secretary yene no AD enkomo ensembebre na wo hwa ebehwe na yebusa no na mamenkai wo say one-on-one interview session yi Consolidated Bank of Ghana, Korean ginseng tea, a tea for a healthy life, Bell Aqua, Freshman, Fresh Lady, Fresh Cool capsules, Ekosiisen pharmaceuticals, Heaven insecticide spray and coil, and Napa Hepa Plus mixture, and Ma Apomode and Pa. And you may quit a boy me a day, one-on-one interview session, no Abraham Timunchen and so. MIA. Ura Kwabena Agyei Agyapong Akwababiuna. My first question be say, for the past 5 years, where have you been?
Well, most of the time I've been around. Me too kwai kakra. Okay. In the immediate aftermath, in them say, me too kwai kakra. I was away for a while. And I'm a bar, I think, middle of 2016.
Okay.
I'm a bar. Okay. Nipa P, say even towards the elections, I made a lot of contributions to the party.
The 2016 elections?
Of course, even though I was actively not engaged, you know. Now, me a lot of contributions. Yeah. I mean, to in fact 10 constituencies in the Upper East region, 7 in the Upper West region, 20 in the Northern region, 20 in Brona Hafo, 10
constituencies. You mean?
Yes. And there's evidence to that. And though some of them are ministers, and they know what kind of contribution I organize for them. Because for me, it is the party that should always be supreme. So we are a true patriot of the party. We should party no. The way I chichiri party no 1991, 1992. Near Mrantie pa. That time you dim penny for nature Professor Dubois and no near there no. Now the ubet me I dear bois party no now dream. So be the ubenya free party. Make I say those days if you could be a friend of Brothers 89.
Brothers 89.
And sana you Young Executive Forum. Brothers 89 near year meetings for Kojo Thompson Road. Doctor say no true health guide. They say you too for my rehne.
Oh,
yes.
Really?
So unim papa na.
Yeah.
That's right. There busa no mo na politics no. Eni pepi afemo. Oni na eni so wonni abakosem na. Those days near year meetings were former foreign minister Osei friend Ozi in the office of Kingsway. Young Executive Forum, the likes of Peter McMenu, your first chairman friend Moses Osebonsu, Patak.
Oh,
Moses Osebonsu, Sio Bene, Courage Kwashiga, Kwabena Battels, Mrs. Gladys Asma, Kojo Ban Redune Secretary, Alan Chiramating, me, Ninipa Hudo Bebre, Mrantie Kai Humbo Meka 1990, Assem 1991, and Sana Party in the crown, Ebeba. Then easy. That's a branch one afternoon. Those days now, per se fighting for return of party political activity. And I say a quiet press conference view or YMCA. Baby, I normally see big SU building BC.
Yeah.
I say BC. I say YMCA now. What do YMCA?
Yeah.
That's that time painful. I know YMCA. And the branch no. You need to assess her. You could try. The NCO. Near Ekosiisen kunya. Na enyumre bohu se bia kwame pie ni maba. Nyahota maklo no aba dubu yaba asada pefona ba na be press conference kakra iwi anaja omo ebedwane bi na nyina tata enya asemo edafo nti politics no is based on niema mensa ene ade bia makobia na mpese mekama especially enkola na ba no ebenya sunsum no wo that spirit of service so upese obeson uku na tu huache sacrifice so be too much e di amma uku na afi so that spirit of selflessness se bibi se bonum kra obi no yi di amma obi a oni bi me hwe mpanimfo yi bi a enne power by kra mko ko man petu no hwa no pane ba meetings ni yese na fotomenum no mo ton ye dan wo ho na de boa eko no those days every month yem ranti agigi and sasiska na de akoma general secretary I didn't buat yon baby because on farm one tweetia and Crofoka and so papa ye ba power and chebia no free inti yana and now bet to be a party for be so minya say near yana me this at this ready and I'm this say look political party and governance is about service to society. See, be so until your friend amanyosem. Ye be ye on mine. So them ye be so on mine. And that should be at the back of everybody's mind. Say yes, our reorientation and then I say be rush it said ye could pay be a free one. And more mine. Ye better to your mind. Say party be a banner ye fanny say a cake near chiche. Na obana no crofo be check or dia. A bedroom baby no mind crying anyhow. So the supreme interest of our country as a country, Ghana, and also the fact that the party as a vehicle that should produce a leader to leaders is very important. Media, even though in 2016, I felt it a duty as a former General Secretary on suspension, the SME de Bois Party. Me, man, so he has become, but almost second dominum, there are documents to prove.
Yeah, my producer just sent me something, I don't know, but where a note of appreciation.
Yeah.
And it's dated, this one is dated 27th September 2013. Maybe this one is earlier. And this was signed by J. Kotanko Obeche Belamte. And 2013, now we General Secretary.
Debbie. Me office my party. For about 4 years.
On behalf of the NPP and also on my own behalf, I wish to express sincere appreciation for your kind contribution to the party by giving us an office to use free of charge for the past 3.5 years. And this was in 2013, not just from 2010. 10 air banner. Okay.
Lusu a free power 2009. Me 2 kwan kakra.
Okay.
To me 2 kwan na me de me office. Emma party.
For the use of the party. And so this was before you became General Secretary.
I know they say later, right? Now me as man America 1990 what kai je kasem na je say o kai na I was in Gumi because me kaisa in 1992 no one the head of the publicity committee.
Okay.
Ne koyenhia mu bi o Dr. Kwame Safodu fie wo East Legon. Those days na ho ye room and say na we draw bank lane banks nkwa na say me twam ho na mehwem say we ase timi sesa e room na ye nyina hia and at that time, near to a baby, young executives do na near support to Dr. Kwame Safodu.
Okay.
For 1992 primaries, no. And so you not to a baby, do why he win it, in committee. The down make us a meeting, and penny for fine, be a free, not ye ubi or baba ye party political broadcast. Am I? And this and that time now station here back or Ghana broadcasting station. So painful we no waste interest we no waste interest if you penny back home person me bonidi akwabra una wa brante that time na me host sports highlight no my national figure and boy na for wenim koji I became the face and the voice of this party for the 1992 campaign ebe won was nipa na okra camera no mo Alhaji Haruna Atta otetias. He was a member of the publicity committee and a papa be friend Kwekupoku no ka alliance for change. Alliance no can 92 they know where the fear saying. I was just about 30 years. I think maybe school I'm a Juma as a young engineer of Ghana Highway Authority. Until me can sacrifice in this service now because I risk now pese ube do who boss for because it will be a national television now we kasa sometimes ni nyama democracy still ana penyin or soja ni e kromo ehu ebinum adwane kwa bridge ebinum adwuma say ebinum afa ho who could do officer or head officer or boss so who no be adwane em pese ebi hu se woni papa kra one hwe ya transfer and I say enti dia na me pese party for no those days in fact the papa bi enra me kosra no me ko nan say no ntiapo. And so 1992 no odimu tintima. In fact, car dubu ahene use ye on a toy. In those days, Toyota Land Cruiser ne bi magana or different America. Open top ni baby am neje. A friend papa, a friend Kofi in team menu. Do na friend Kofi Lee. Otiase. Enra me kostra no. Hu na che na ontiapo na se ntinra me kostra no Makati Hill. And then me sure say nipa bebre kra nim se nipa say. And so that historical
he bought the first car
Dubois Hintremu campaign
for the 92
campaign.
Toyota Land Cruiser.
So we are over $120,000, and this is 1992. And so when we talk about sacrifice, Medium feels a party a human institution. Nipa fought through a lot of pain. Dr. Dankwa, he died painfully in a jail when he didn't live to see say democracy about the tradition, because the Kroma tradition we show you before not CPP. It comes in different forms, but I can tell you it's essentially the two main political traditions in this country. And I felt it as a sense of duty, despite all that I had been through. Said, look, let me support these constituencies which I considered deprived.
Okay. The suspension came somewhere around December 2015.
December 10th, yeah.
December 10th, 2015.
Yes.
In the middle 2016, it was 30 years. Supported constituencies.
Most of the resources I sent very late around November, last minute. By Frefren Crawford. No, there were a lot of people, my supporters, I know more agitated. Kakabu and my friend, Mr. Party no Kotwaba, Ubia Ankoto, Ubia, no, Binimeko, me cook masin my meeting, me bank cry. For party or say no cow. No, my friend, I be famous, Mr. The ICBR energy. Let's go on and support our party. Because in my view, I am very passionate about the fact that Yenye political tradition is good for the country. I believe we manage the country better. Tembia Yenye also no. It creates a certain good feel about business. Emma Niema Koso. Na nipa pisu refuse on my Ghana next year near this 64 years.
Yes.
Near this 64.
Yes.
We on paying for 8 years. I'm paying another next year, 4 years. That is 12. Who the boozy at the 2.5. It's just a 14.5 years.
14.5 years.
And a year tradition. And a binumbeka so a free for between Kumasem if I would have free for 3 years in the count. It's still less than 18 years out of 64. And Hiyama say all hands should be on deck. And I'm saying so my Facebook post be able to. I think say the country deserves a longer period of having the political tradition in power, so that such transformational change in Mampenya Kufuado Ekanwasem will be able to bring it to fruition. Can you imagine? Say Bebia Kufodi could drew Mampenya Kufo 2008. And near where Timmy Wakame say by a party independent wage na hani idea. We lost by the skin of our teeth. First round corner candidate Nana Dankwa Kufuado, Lady Professor Mills, over 103,000 votes. How the thing got overturned and we lost like this. Nina because be a yakotwa baby or minipa enya we buefu. Misre the catch a party for. Yenyi sadi in free. Sa individual feeling say media dear me peno SEC NCA SBBA seno. Yenyi free. Nyasa na di chichire party. Any pain that you have been through, I'm using this medium. Bian who se party no so no yeso. FM. Ne edru se ekotoaba ne ekokon anim say dia. Bibia ho bia na dia tonchen. You subsume any individual issues, pain or whatever you've been through and support the supreme interest of the party. It's very important.
Your story a personal example to other people.
That's quite.
In 2016, you supported, and I don't know if I have the permission to put out the list, but I've seen some constituencies.
You can mention a few. I mean, it's not something that I really wanted to put out, but yeah, because I had an affair now. I started party me free muda, and but you have to move on in life. Now, I'm very divine, and I am a few Yankopon. I'm a Ashemia Hodin Strongkumbi. I'm in Pesamikai or mining in Yao because in him semi 20 years.
Yeah, and our papa.
And papa. Yeah. Since Yankopon Shemedin, Mamia Hodin to rise to the kinds of things that I went through. Obi who I know if you said that brother that baby now to ho. Say me chiro baby ani ekoto fufudi ewo mamprobi. Yeah. Because that's all sorry no pa. Obi na out rich bungalow mu na ye two free ho. Nti na me wa bem kramantina ban dem mu da. The experience I had from rich. Papa we within 3 months. Enya ye pam ye free. Mame oni nkola nketwa kotna. Not Candice Swanlik. Na dafu bi nchen. And be a doctors, be a lawyers. jire no ho kakra bra nipa bra ansana ebedru di ebedri ntimidi na me pese me hye party phone nkra. We should not joke with the political power that we have, and it is an opportunity for us to serve society. Sa na me pese nkola na eba no ye de eden a yebeko no mo eba no and now we share party platforms in Bia. Now share arguments in platforms in Subebre. But I don't talk to be a cry on him also. You know, the orientation is a bit different. And then Kola school cry and say PBBA, they want to go straight into politics. I think that it is important to build a career for yourself. And when the opportunity comes, say Brabesumo Minor, you serve your country. Ubusam said Diana. My year for the last few, because I was a trained civil engineer and was working as a consultant before I became press secretary to President Kufuor. I always have something that I can fall back on. Until for the last close to 3 years, I've been the executive director of the Ghana Institution of Engineering. Of course, it's a very non-partisan agency. I've had to take a leave of absence without pay for this month to be able to support my party, support my candidate.
Leave of absence from the Ghana Institution of Engineers.
Yes, because it is not right for me to use their title to come and do partisan politics. And I spoke to the council before this happened.
And then I'll come back to you. Into where the constituents, I wish to respectfully request to kindly release an amount of blah blah blah. Okay, 2,000 each to the underlisted persons for their respective constituencies. Wow. And please, and I can say on debit account and all of that to Boko Central, ebi called Zebela, ebi called Pusiga, Garu, Tempani, Binduri, Nabdam, Talensi, Chianapaga, and a Navrongo Central. And you know, special reason for choosing these constituencies?
Yes, because you see, we've been very weak in the Upper East. Even now, it's one of our weakest areas. Now I felt that that is my nature. If you ask the politics, if you don't have empathy, so I felt that should be the first. It will be a check constitution. Potential, and those are constituencies I'm sure said this year. And I was there with the president quite recently. I can see say we may overturn a lot of those seats in our favor this election. Yes, this election.
Remember election is something from 2016 moving power when the victory eventually came.
That's right.
Minim say at the time and now what is our support to AECO, were you hopeful of a victory in 2016 elections?
Of course. I mean, people forget I was the general secretary when we organized the presidential primary successfully. Organized the parliamentary primaries. One day we conducted over 257 primaries countrywide. Across it was smooth. It was down to organization. Look, I said that was the first time we were able to open party accounts to all the constituencies. See, no one say you click a button circle Ghana Commercial Bank. Na say go straight. Now informal chairman, secretary, treasurer, organizer say near the amount. We wanted. That's what really wanted to build the party at the base, and I still believe that our party MPP is the strongest party built at the base, because party BNO Africa have representation at the polling station. The polling station is the basic unit of political activity. So MPP Nkwane 5 executives for polling station. In Tibebia, any small hamlet, we are represented. It makes us very strong. And to say, who use party structures near, you can be sure, say, and I'm Mujidi say, it does say NDC for you. It does say,
no,
Mijidi pa, Mijidi, because you see, we share the political history. 92 they made Makasa election there be a Makasa non-election because nipa period if you say register you 92 1987 district level
assembly assembly election 87
yemi yes yempre because that time college to the professor Dubois say no money vote him campaign here no second the last one. I don't think there's ever been a rally in Ghana like that.
Wow.
I'm catching
1992.
92, the last year no second. A free bus stop. between new plant station, the sea of heads.
Wow.
Oh, me confident say I win. Confident. In fact, 92 and Nipa lose here. The hurt and the shock. Since then, it's made me strong. I've never been surprised by anything in my life. In fact, you lose also those days, you're two about agents anymore. So, and I didn't cry winning process. No one says someone in results for Independence Square. We won't say fire service for the electoral commission, the billboard, Monsieur. Oh, fire tenders here to me cost rubber for me. Kwabena team, of course, I know the chalk. I've had to try Lydia, we will be PFK 2 South and a market 2 South. Boom! Hey, I've had any payam. Madame, for me, the Dimico fear that. Make Jammy come and baby man, baby, and a can.
That was 92.
92.
Wow, that's interesting.
So, there's the political history of this country has been really checkered.
Okay. Now, Emma party, the party with numbers.
Apart from that, the principles that we stood for, we are center right, but from President Kufuor time. Your policies, more human centered, here for the person the boy free maternal care, and then another free school for students, those things, national health insurance, although the more conservative of the two parties, but in actual reality, the policies that we have pursued whilst we've been in government, and I'm saying that it's a very short period, no more than 18 years of the 64 years, nearly 64 years of Ghana. Timestre Ghana for one twice so now make sure here MPP, that UP tradition to be in office for a considerably elongated period so that the required fundamental transformational change that we desire as a country can happen. And I do believe that we can do a bit more.
As you said, in 2016, you believed, say, party no bit me every. Eventually, victory, the government was formed.
That's right.
Ibibeka said, conspicuously missing from government was your name. And no, not feeling it. Were you hurt? Say, now why you're part of government?
Also, my catcher said, since 92, me be a bit machine, be as in the Dubai lost. And when you do that, you have a certain mental fortitude. To withstand difficult situations. Of course, me to Minem, Comampenho, Command, Trinkwa, even before he was sworn in.
Okay.
At
the time now, still I under suspension,
yes,
right? Okay.
Yes. Command Trinkwa, Ibibia was Shane well. So, Menina Nantia Chenane, Muamokai say, Minam Pijan and Sakani Usu Ebenezer 1998. Yeah, launched the campaign. That and any puppy names your friend or the Danko. Ubiano Nana Kufuadana. We launched up to the next president of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Adodankwa Kufuad. Yeah, Usu Ebenezer Presbyterian. That was 1998. So, Inti se Odo Adienes Opera. You can go through all these things. I mean, it's certain American. In time. You deliver something without expecting anything in return. Ama, and how? Once President Kufuor captured the essence of what I'm saying. Also, can say obey General Secretary or
a party in opposition.
Party in power. It is a party with power. And hear me. And that's why I'm back again, supporting this party, encouraging the base of the party. Kenya almost say baby sorry. Drive out the vote on the day and get people out to support the party, because the record of this party has been solid. In fact, over the last several weeks, I'm a president at Tukwan around the country. Me, myself, I've been amazed at the amount of work I have seen with my own eyes. This will be the catcher. Yakupi Kajeji, Unum Kajeji.
I know
Bunu is and no part the eastern tip of Brown half or in Suna no Jina out in hook at a cratchy say. Oh, Kajeji. Bechem a tebubu na ushe a tebubu Kwame Danso Kajeji Kwanya for years. Mikasa Okofaso Achese Munjimon Kanya Semketwa and now Koto contractor Usiso. He's done about 45% of the work. Top quality contractor Ghanaian. Oh yeah, Jumana. Just put him or the way many ajeno. Not only that, the interventions it's impacted on the lives of people. You copied in Kranza, Techiman, Besriko, Wenchi, copied Cote d'Ivoire borders to Doma side.
Doma, yes.
Saniba Hafo, Sankori, Huidiem, Huidiem, go so mem. Omutan roads in under construction. It be why I be breakum no more asphalt. Roads. I mean, this is it. I tell you, if you go to the outlying areas, never. And I'm speaking as a civil engineer of some considerable experience. The amount of work, road works, in this country, the improvement, the rehab, even Accra crowd, rehabilitate over 800 kilometers of asphalt in 3 years. 3.5 years. No single previous government can even claim they've done that, even 100 kilometers of that in a 3-year period. None. It impacts on the lives of people. I mean, let me to make a freeze lego na me back room. Me timi na mo am topoto. I'm saying, he said I'm driving no cry ayede. So, in which he copy Pusiga, that's close to the Togo border. Hamile, Burkina Faso, a major bridge to link Ghana and Burkina Faso there. Ye Sania ko enche. Niade. Nti uhwe enema besia ko joje. Na wa kodru joje. Anajo. Nsuo tone nipa gumu twen. Na wo sia gume. Because me kai say de dubu ahenachi. Na akachi ya. Abo ne ma we had to turn the convoy back. E wi asiase so. Me say ahase. Accra ha ye rabbit bi wo choko side. Na enye easy. 1992 there is a tego no I'm say I see kwe the other tears. Yeah. Nyasem ketwa. Things have changed with MPP, no. We've become more accepted as a national party, as a party that can bring development close to the people. Now ko baby ahemfono nyina edi ho dance say mampeni ubo a wo share no dodo no wedi so why ye pese san for so about 4 more years to do more for the people of more for the people of Ghana.
That's the catchphrase that modern around the country. But engineer, the other thing I say, okay, into 2016, 2017 January, government was formed. You were not in there. At the same time, Nana Okokwaji, executive director for Ghana.
No, I had to wait because I was still. You know, yes, when you are on indefinite suspension, you can be recalled anytime. Okay. I waited till my mandate expired. When you are
mandate as General Secretary
expired.
Okay.
In April 2018.
2018, April.
Yeah, because I was elected in April 2014. It's only when my mandate expired.
Because
as a general secretary, a full-time employee, you can't have you doing 2 jobs at the same time full-time. And I waited.
It is hard 2 years, no na
yeah, and I said you have to. That's the thing. It was a difficult period, but I went through it, and they said it's part of life, you know. Until Nipa, you go through a lot of difficulty, but you've got to survive, especially. And I'm saying, what did you
legal in with your mandate? And then automatically for you there is no suspension because mandate is not ended.
Once John Bodu was sworn in as the new general secretary. He's our general secretary now, and so that's it. I mean, that era is gone.
A suspended general secretary.
You can't suspend somebody from a position he does not occupy. What would they be sure?
I get you.
And that one is
anyway.
But anyway, that is I don't want us to make this interview about me.
Just one
they hear me say and then. Media me pese me sre party for all our our party operatives. Sa ahokeka enuado entiase a na ye di ye adwuma. Ye pese de bia ye bibi de boa party. Yes, go and adopt a polling station, go and do this, go and support people. No aduane boa you say sa sunsum na ya na ka say ati akokakra. Of course, when you are in government you suffer these things, you know. Because yeah, they be so now. That kind of talk, no. Itimiba. I mean, this obia as a local, especially those who are going independent. Now we are from the NPP stock. I mean, party in the blue hokra and a party na she win monyam. One man why a member of parliament. And you may be a entry. Of course, it is true. And you may be a entry. It's a human institution. Things can go wrong, but the institution is always supreme. The interest of the institution and the interest of the country, you as an individual should hold it supreme. And the idea about my pessimist and cultivate in the Ghanaian people. And no the best of all mine. Ghana emra o ha bibia o ha. Yes, individual tendencies a ye man abro ye so. Any idea ha o mine. Wokọ ba bia so bia ko si dance nsuom. Wonim se nsuo nam ho a ebua obia. Wonko apɛ ba bia trenti no akosi. Obi o ha wo hu oye ne dan no de anwea no de abegu ekwam, inconveniencing everybody else but himself. Oye na adwumenti ye chichiro mind sa enye yi. Wo de opa try traffic mpa na abehu yesu ban. Wo de okoduru ba bi na se ho aye tight. Now yes o ma obi kwan. Ba ko atwam mienu miensa bo so nyina dis no wo a wo ye papa no na waka ho. Ti wan fa bufuo ankro so a wonko. But we should have an attitude. Oh, papa, you are many pa me nuko. To miss me train. No, no, so nko. Na miss me akono bia me akobo se I didn't be call yo. And that individualistic thing, we should have to deal with it as a people. It's very important. It's affecting all facets of our social life, our social construct. Nina. And the idea is very important. I'm very passionate about it. And I think whatever role that you, the media, we as politicians and the political leaders have to lead by example and do the right things to set a good example for Mrantiana. And it's very important.
Many Kwabena Agyei Agyapong former General Secretary of the NPP, former Presidential Press Secretary. And Yastatia Kansem Bebrena Ekosiisen so higher Sempa 94.7 FM. There were so many questions at the Emmanuel. Some of you have sent in your questions as well. But Ura Agyapong, my next issue would be say Umaye say what the leave of absence if he in this case the Ghana Institution of Engineers, right? Engineering, Ghana Institution of Engineering, to come and support your party in this campaign. My question would be, sir, why the president's campaign team? Because yes, what the leave of absence, say support your campaign. Ebi bit my adopted constituency be not wako. President the tone frail and I want our corner workers open me person support your campaign. How did that happen? That's
media for Mukana Muhemeni. I'm a press secretary to president.
Yes,
the conversations that you have between the president, you live with it till you die. And you be behind a cannabon. But suffice it to say, oh, I would tell you, stages. That's right. I think that should be enough for you. It's not for me to come and say, no. That is why you are a responsible leader who the position be. There are certain things you keep it to yourself. The fact of the matter is, won't mean sorry, President in in any case, I'm a former general secretary of the party. And I have a contribution to make. This is a party that we built with our own hands. It's just and I'm a catcher from 1989, 1990, the struggles of this party and what we've been through the IPAC Inter-Party Advisory Committee, the Electoral Commission, and representing President Kufuor in 1996. First time a strong room was in 1996. Yeah. So who them
DC strong room.
That's right. And those days, a friend is a NDC4 press secretary. Me, I mean, your friend Vincent Assise.
Okay.
Vincent Assise na kwesi Pratt or hobby. Near the and now more young people. For more reform. Me, I mean seniors one Van Sepem Guzitando. No those strong room. So at that time, 1996, before we need for this. This is the period the election results a delay what country have been seen that. Bare 5 days near that time. Yeah, trying voter results. Those days won't even go voter original. And started by Guzi catch him. I feel na yes we there by World Bank. Side didn't buy say World Bank. What try say me try say me reach out to our people in to room. Yeah, to room Johnny. That's why in 2013, 2000 we had to mobilize the youth. Some of the university students who had to sacrifice, had to go to Legon to train them and then go and man the polling stations in the Volta region. Yes. So them sure. And money be
by your earlier answer to me, and I take it, sir, you were invited to join the team by the president himself. Well, you can. That's my own inference.
Well, you can infer what you want to infer. The net result is that I'm supporting the party. Yeah. I'm supporting the party to win. Okay, the president right now, in fact, because of COVID-19, he's not been able to do an official campaign as in campaign. Yeah. What he's doing is or go around to inspect the work. I'm saying, okay, I find very interesting. So my office here with that. Well, we are not near my afwasi because you have a reporter on my way to wow corner do any. I could look at the crutch now. Say roads are for about 40 years. And touching that. Then machine gusum abe for machines. Say your new milling machine. That contractor, I should have his name. Very new modern machine. It melts the top wearing course. It doesn't waste it. Now, say you I blend it now, then it lays it again. It saves cost about 30 to 40% of the cost, and it's very fast. So it draw near Agyapong. So not only there, many other places. Dambai, no, yeah, me general secretary me call. Just say it was an outpost of futuro triunya. And me kuhu quine lights. Hey. Dambai ni, and a lot of impact has been made on, especially. In fact, there's one thing. It's only visionary leaders who can take such strong decisions like the creation of these new regions. But when you go around and see the impact of the new regions on the lives of people, then you begin to understand, say, this president really was looking into the future and had a vision of thinking and a very strong-minded person.
Are you saying, sir, the mere creation of the region, no?
Because it's not mere. Because it is not mere. One, me can say you call baby minister or her creation is Damboche, Damboche. Yes. Okay, say petitions are buying. Utifo say there. No much at the back of it. This is the 5th petition. Just in 1947. Nina no much 1954. Di become English queen, or that is we say pese omoteomo. Uti pasa unum pasa nkwansano unum pasa.
Menko hoda ba matidi.
Matidi so wako hoda. E den e kwan na ye o na first pa bedru be oni ase bedru nkwanta dru pasa. Hey. Now who free pasa na say capital Yehoah. It's not an easy thing to deal with. In Tusha, a lot of the infrastructure up the northern Volta and it wasn't non-existent completely. The same with Western North. Sefi side. So free SM, let's say cost second year. And the creation of especially those two regions, it was so timely, and I know say to give the people who deliver a thank you vote. So idea penny for no share that you will catch a BSD and penny for the can for no abem. And then when you
won't the people say,
no, apart from that,
campaigning for the new region, we saw opposition figures also join the campaigns.
But the fact of the matter is, beginning easy. It was the president's drive, and it was in his manifesto in 2016. So this is a idea, and he so even within our party, I mean, not all of us. I feel some of us felt say, Sefidiene, Utidiene were critical, and maybe I have. Others, people were not so sure, but he sat through it and organized it. So now, I find very thrilling, groundbreaking, is the development model now. And now call the new regions now. Yes. The devolved agencies now. You don't situate all of them or capital home.
No.
So what is that? Yeah. Said the BBA basing crime. BBA one crime say no. Me because Bibi say cocoa body say I don't see to do one who say cocoa tree be ben. And now cocoa clinic Kanishi cocoa fobu how waka will be there. So with them sure. I say cocoa headquarters. I say Sunyani and I say you also and now baby and a draso baby sir. Baby a do cocoa. And that's what the model that he has used. In Tuko Western North.
The regional coordinating council is
in also.
The education office, I think, is in Bodi.
Jabisu will be
health,
roads for Enche. Yeah. So it's distributed. Uba, I have also the same thing. Education will be health will go so we will mem Fidaros or Sankore, you know, and then the amount of work that is ongoing in these last 2 years are dying just offices for these devolved agencies, and the level be 80% completion. I found it very remarkable. Very remarkable. And it has generated local jobs for the people, impacted the lives of the people. In the end, whole economic activity, you know, but it's like the German models. What go Germany da? Uko Frankfurt, now go Cologne, now go Hanover, now go Hamburg. Ni na because at the crow. Who say crow back nipa 1 million crate. What might distribute at Chekrono. You know, this is a Ghana just a bibia shenkrai. And the Kumasi. About 67% of the economy, in fact, around 70 if my figures are right now. It's between the corridor, Accra-Kumasi corridor, which is not the best. So I think this developmental, groundbreaking model that the president has insisted on, say, look, in these new regions, they may make mistakes, say the AFS, no. Say, be basing crime. Minister of Agriculture, pedia one crime.
Minister of Agriculture.
And you say, what? So,
but
anyway.
The other thing, I say, okay, one manage. And as you've been in the thick of affairs for campaigns in times past.
Yeah, that's right.
So, compare those campaigns to now. And meaning say yes, COVID war into limited maybe. But I was a campaign and not just for campaigning sake. When you send out a certain message, a certain communication to the Ghanaian people. Going wrong with the president, you know, more message. And apart from that, you know, how is it resonating with a man for a jitum? Our officer nunti.
Medi Professor Dubois Henechi, Medi Mr. Kofuochi, Medi Nanado Sochi, Yechin Ghana Henina, Mikoshe Nipa Honkika. In fact, Nanado, they say, starting full campaign to on time, PM free cam or Team Keke. The few places of PM free cam, Nipa na Honkika, because electricity be flow. I mean, I think personally they love him as a person. Sometimes utiminya leader be at nipa penasem. So I know the sentimental. You can't do anything about it. And I think the affection for him is very strong. I know I cannot explain that. Despite the fact that I mean him say waye juma so. And I'm saying, oh, stage ready is one and he didn't and then the Koran. I did not stagecraft. So who's on him casa or Cambro for no and crying, no country, non addiction, no so Ghana for so Cambro for that downpour. So them show. You know, in fact, you call around the country, the level of enthusiasm, the reception, the enthusiastic reception has been astonishing. Really astonishing. So, just one share than yes, formally. So, now, me the idea about on the MPP side, I found very.
And you be in 2008.
No,
in 2012.
No, 2008, you could see some resentment. I mean, you could go and meet people showing you, say, a best this you don't see it anywhere now. And Colania, Nancy, for the Koya, Colaki who's the president of the body. Was Akola no share president Akufo-Addo president was they were Akola so be be 6 and 7 born years Akufo-Addo. You know, so it shows the kind of affection. When they do that, there's not a lack of respect, more affection. Me say unam baby nipa no powasema ye bold in we ye nka His Excellency ni ade nka ho, because they feel so close to you, and that's what happens. Now, Adiabako, you talked about the message. The message there is been fantastic. So now I can say, over 2016, no new record be a ujinaso. Inti a bono share, and a nipa jini tomb, and near Mamu Bonia near Koso, and a cambo mebishia, and two abanoma and the boomsa. Na, se say dear, Watna, a kunyanaso. Close to 4 years. Nti ninsan first no say ninsan ho adwuma. Na yesire na say twi no wonsan no adwuma. Nti ninsan no adwuma na ogina so no de abegina manim. Nti say de wa ye no esomani na mogituma. Munhye ne muma na muma no 4 more years. No fan trust to do more for the people of Ghana. And I think that message has gone down because nipa na hu niema o mai. Hwe the educational infrastructure. Have you seen some of the model schools? Also, Kosefi, Awaso. Those model schools, you think they are universities. I mean, really, everything, all the major elements, including sports halls and everything, are part of it. I think 8 are being built now. I think that is how, as we go forward as a country, if we want to modernize education, this is the kind of school. Not just building a block, say, E-blocks. It's also a good start, but that's not enough. You need dormitories, you need... Now, these 8 schools here, well, but could be a wage and them say, one here, you are tourist attraction. Your core is wage a bit just overlooking the dam and the waterworks into the view. Oh my goodness, just a fantastic view. I'm sure the students people would like to go to that school, and it's all around the country. And not only there, everywhere we went, either you see new dormitories, you see classrooms, everywhere. So I mean, we've been following the thing. So the monumental achievements with infrastructure, rebuilding, supporting, baby okra. Some who say town roads of Hudima, secondary school also, the town roads need be akofaho. Now why you need? It's remarkable. So and party for so my idea bakuswa. I am a FEPA. I started BB when I was general secretary. This idea of the spirit of volunteerism. Yeah. It was really from my desk. V16, he started in a friend.
Okay. I think a V20, right? Well,
that's how we started.
Yeah, for the elections.
The volunteer, they wanted the volunteer groups. And now, I can count about 40 volunteer groups. I tried to list them. First, there was a little bit of confusion in my time. Now, there was pressure. I said, youth wing. And when I said, look, if they are not undermining anybody and they are working to complement efforts there, it's fine. And now, Emano, one more for campaign. Baby, I say maidens. Baby, I loyal ladies. Baby, I say alpha patrons.
But a good thing.
Look, because it is
confusing.
No, it doesn't confuse. I mean,
conflicts the work of the constituency executives.
No, it doesn't. It's supposed to complement it. It's supposed now. No cry. Executive in here. That should tell you that that's the kind of commitment I make. So to watchena, you did share Jumana say dubu in time. And no be now. Who sang colay. Boom, man, my jeans or she t-shirt. Nemrewano say a tinker hand, free senior high school. Yen ye free a goodie. Say ye nananum, one more ton, my goodie, one more ton, tuma. You could say one so ton, name tree. Near dinner, a drucy baby school, not just as a mother. Oh, no, yeah, man, say coffee about for you, and a junk colender gumanas. And a mammy one, but who's or baby, a brand jana, almost in tears, catch the nana say, a bet to my nana munti, but to a mano. So those of you who underrate that free SHS, I can tell you it is a vote winner, massive vote winner all around the country.
For the NPP.
For the NPP.
In a Trump card going into 2020.
Not only that, but I'm saying that it is a massive step. And it has resonated, and that's what I'm telling you. And then, see, they are in certain places. We've built over, I think, 150,000 household toilets around the country. And so, water and sanitation infrastructures would, you call Hamile, new water system and there too. People have to walk sometimes 15 kilometers to get decent water. If it has been brought to their doorstep, they feel the impact on their lives. Not to mention the health infrastructure. Health infrastructure. And I quite idea 2 days ago. A champ on time. The ASS 30 na ba says yeah. Mampeni etnaso. And so structure and the cost of it. And the cost of it.
And a lot of people have said, Sika and they cannot point to the word they use, mega infrastructure. Mega
what is infrastructure. Where is the mega infrastructure from the other side? Which one is the mega?
Oh, they name cycle interchange.
That is a complete riff-off. Let me tell you something. I'll give you 3 examples. Maybe just 3. We are rebuilding the Tema General Hospital. That's a big. Have you seen the new design? Big, big Tema General Hospital. The Central Medical Stores next year.
Yes,
it's being rebuilt. Doma, there's a new.
Yes, the Central Medical.
Yes. And Doma Accident Center and Kranza District Hospital, all using a facility of 160 million euros. 4 major, 160 million. Ridge, which is nowhere near the new Tema Central Regional Hospital, General Hospital, is what, $301 million? Come on. That's just one. Two.
But you are a technical person.
That's what I'm speaking.
Would you make that argument? Because if you can say, you should watch what went into
but of course, that's why I'm speaking as an engineer. I know what bills of quantities are. I know what buildings are. And I know per unit rates of asphalt. I mean, it's like Kumasi Airport. You remember, even when I was General Secretary, I had cause to complain and write to the minister, although they didn't even bother to dignify me with a response. Asphalt work, you just go and lay asphalt at the Kumasi Airport and put lights along the runway to allow for night landing, and you tell the country that it's $29 million US. That was building a new full airport in Ethiopia.
But Ethiopia is not Ghana.
I know, but I've been to Ethiopia, and I know what airport they are talking about. And I know the airport. I worked there as a young engineer in 1991, supervising slurry seal works on that same runway when Limex Bow was in Kumasi. And the length of that runway does not exceed 1.95 kilometers. I've walked it physically with a true meter. And across it is 45 meters. What kind of asphalt overlay? Is it 200? Definitely it's not 200. Even if it's 150, 150 mm, it cannot be more than $9 or $8 million. For Christ's sake, no amount of mathematics can give you that kind of figure. Not only that, go to Saglemi Housing. $250 million. You remember they took that loan for that?
200 million actually. $200 million.
$250 million. For how many units?
1,000.
No. It was for 5,000 units.
Sorry, 5,000 units. Yes.
And then with some hideous restriction, they say, oh, it can only build 1,000. And even that 1,000, I don't think it's properly completed. So what are we talking about here? So when I talk about we are better managers of the economy, I know what I'm talking about. As for value for money, they shouldn't come. There's circle interchange. Have you seen Pukwasi? Pukwasi is far more complex than circle.
But that is, former president this question. And he made the point, cycle, the overhead stretch, and the longest we have in this country, still are a core money. You cannot just look at it from
they are doing a similar one. They are doing a similar one at Obechebi Lamte. It's the same contractor. In fact, the president broke the ground only last year. Right now, the first phase is complete. The overhead is done. There's a second one that is going to Kolebu that should come next year. Now they just need the asphalt surfacing, and that road is done. You add that, Pokwasi interchange is the second, four-tier interchange in the whole of Africa. There's one in Durban. 4-tier with complex surroundings and bypasses. You know, you look at that, you add that to this court, to the one in Tamale, and the cost of the one in PTC, all put together, doesn't match up to circle. What kind of mathematics are we doing here? What are we talking about? Please, let's not get there. We are technical people. That's my work. I've done work in this, we call the Odo Basin. Yeah. Where Champs, maybe a Champs one, if I say.
Champs, cycle.
Champs. Hotel, I did the geotechnical, Paloma. I did the geotechnical investigation many years ago, the early 90s. Not only that, Unibank head office, ATS4 garage. I've got pictures of I drilled the boreholes there. I've done a lot of engineering work, so I have borehole locks that cover what we call the Odo area. How can anybody trick us with anything?
But cycle, for example, as an engineer, when you details of that project,
I know the project. I know the project because I'm an engineer. I know that project. You cannot tell me that project cost more than all these four together. There's no value.
And making engineering sense.
No, it doesn't. Of course, even one. Pokwasi is even more complex than it. I'm saying that even if you put it alongside Pokwasi, you look at the elements, Pokwasi perhaps should even cost more than that. What are you talking about here? I mean, you want to go there, they have no legs to stand on. I mean, Bekwai, that hospital you saw 120 bed, 22 million euros. The Tepa, 36 million euros. You do this for 301 for Ridge. Ridge is a small hospital. How many beds? And I mean, if you want to go there, it's another. I don't think they should even try to make that argument. They shouldn't even get there.
In the argument, say, Sika bebre aba mu nsem. Mo there anything to show because the former president making that argument.
It's not for him to make it. It's not for him. Show. Please, you are a journalist, and I'm happy you know about the tracker. I'm happy you've been to safety. You can go around and see for yourself what has been done. You don't need somebody to tell you. Say when you come to no financial. No, they keep pointing to one project, one circle. Now one circle. This country is big. One circle. That's big. And I'm saying that. And it's another over bloated project.
Terminal 3.
Of course.
How is it over bloated?
Oh, the cost of this. You know how much it is?
Yeah, 200 and
close to 300 million.
Yeah, close to 300
for a terminal. Please go and Google airports and constructed airports. You can do it now. Say there's online and look at some of the airports that have been built around the country, around the world. Airports, full airport, and see the cost of it. And see, this is a terminal. One terminal. What are you talking about? A terminal. Please, an airport has runways and other features, other things. And close to 300 million? Anyway.
Ekosiisen
most important.
Ekosiisen is in the higher Sempa 94.7 FM. Kwabena Agyei Agyapong and Edin Komo, former General Secretary of the NPP and former Presidential Press Secretary. Mekai messages kakra na yaba twaso and Honorable K.T. Amon Semen Kanjoso Utio. K.T. Amon, a member of Parliament for Dansia Sokwa constituency. Or Semen Kanjoso Utio.
Kajan Semisi, we are all from me. Me knew about Quaka, so only meant to go.
Utio.
Yes,
okay. Enti Mamie Fia Koto, Deputy Maslok CEO, or say, Obi, please tell our former General Secretary he should increase and try to drop the brofo small for my ordinary brony where we sell in Cantamanto. And
say, na brofo no doso.
What say? Say, drew engineering terms, na brofo na ba more.
Oh, sometimes I'm a local language station.
Yeah. We say it is always refreshing to hear Kwabena Agyapong's voice. His tenacity and competence is not and can never be in doubt. It's rather unfortunate that what befell him in 2015 happened, but it's often said, quote, God does his things at the right time. One thing that won my admiration was his refusal to be the lead witness for Chairman Paul Afoko, then suspended chairman of the party. He so far exhibited maturity and loyalty to the cause. And I have no doubt in my mind that sooner than later his suspension will be waived. My humble appeal to him is to adopt and support my dear NPP parliamentary candidate for Amasaman constituency to win the seat for the first time. The PC Ekosiisen Frifa Mensa is doing very well, but needs support in terms of logistics. He should please extend his benevolence to us. Thank him in advance. Kindly give him my contact. Yours truly, Sir Obama in Pokwase. And where your invitation, how person will be accepted?
Oh, so I'll sit family number, man.
Yeah,
and I can pick his number.
We'll do that now. But the other point he raises, well, I think I would have to get your views on. How did you do it? Because at the time, you had your other colleagues who were also equally suspended, speaking all over, but you kept quiet. How did you do that?
And then Kasho said, no, I don't want this
but
program.
This is a very important.
It's an important. I don't want this to be about that issue, so that unfortunate episode. Because what I've said is that the party is supreme. And I love this party. And we all put our hands to build the party. And I will never take down what I've built with my hands. So them shonti ye okrana ya nyana sa wa wokan yankopon Yesu Kristo oba ye bona senuem oba be ye niema bebre bona senuem so onya gidie ka se me come papa ho I want to thank me pese me den yankopon ase for giving me that fortitude and endurance. So them shono me dem akomam e fita ate se shirt here because minim niema ya fem as a political party through 92, 96, especially 2000 and sign a year about power. Niati me de meka ne say yinti de Mr. Kofo kan wa we MPP need e dey say ejina ko ano makase we need to be at the helm of affairs in this country so that sad long-term transformational agenda na yakano yensaka the SCBN, we are coming, the SCBN, shove it into the background. We have less than 1 month to election. I'm encouraging all the party full soldiers, especially independent candidates. Say party, you are the organizer. You are the organizer of the constituency. At the end,
Oko independent.
Yes.
Organizer.
Yes. My friend Nakasachino, me srinya me se obeti. Binu ha my friend nipa be for mutie. Esi form. Me a me constituency as once as come on me fi. Me friend manaf ba me ho won cry ha. Sa friend no ba me crew mas come on. No so we si form. They say oboa halidu. Yes, be a no kuntimi wene ekoba ne se ya mana stand. Enya hwe. Ekuo na ewum. It's a human institution. Some of them I'm not trying to justify things that aren't going.
Yeah.
Me them feel going for the party now should look at some of the things na entry yin. My general secretary da. Yeah, running primaries no. And I'm say within a day, yeah, be 250 plus. Asemon's my home. So because all the paper ye niema, obia button him. Nipa bi edi emia. No cre. But mesrom say we di mia, why you say fuanim to manim fuani ye nyina di me bia di me asem me so me di me asem bi but ekuo no hu hia ekuo no is supreme. It's election time na makase Ghana ye di mu 14 and a half for the of the free faka hokra now so sebi over here a UP tradition kra 18 out of 64 years. Our tradition deserves more time to run this country and change it. President Akufo-Addo ya o kan sembi o say party ba ko or party na senpai, the Liberal Democratic Party of Japan, LDP, because that's the party that built Japan from ground up after the Holocaust of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Two bomb kesi in 1945 ekroning in Ajurigui. Yes, our party no, and so same credentials to say MPPO, center right, business friendly, democratic. No more build a party na a builder or mine in Japan might be doing it. And the Japanese in Wadakra or Toaba or Canberra for they vote almost in their sleep. So Mijidi say, ye hunie winnie way, another 2 terms count. Ghanaians will know that this MPP is the go-to party in government or the go-to party for governance. The party that has developed the country. I mean him said me hwe trajectory ekwan ne twi no ye ekwan a omampanyin Akufo-Addo afaso na onya 4 ka ho ne nya e bi transo so a country no be krabehwe to get to a point the Ghanaian people will begin to accept say this is our go-to party. So and that's what and no see done in this and no so now those of us who are pure MPP breed, pure patrons of our party timisre menua no nyina ne ma sie antwa Ubia fanche umra metechri yenye juma ni yenye tumi ni ensesa oman ni hu say politics, the very essence of politics is the welfare of the ordinary person.
Okay. My main kind messages kakra and then we'll come back. We say Obi tell Kwabena that after winning the 2020 elections we must construct a railway line from Diaso to Sefioso through to Sefibekwa to move people and goods, i.e. cocoa, to Takrade within few hours with a standard gauge. Edwin Ewa Takrade, and he says, Obi tell Kwabena to please tweet pictures of the model secondary schools to JM, because he says he hasn't seen what the president has done with all the loans. That's one there from Edwin as well.
That's a message I should pass on to Napo. Because when you go there, they display it, and it's there. And I called him aside and said, Napo, who was Andy? Meaning, this is a remarkable thing. And 8 are at various levels. It be a 80%, it be a 90%, it be because of COVID, no, and it's too late. But if you look at the whole plan, it's there. I'm sure the Ministry of Education should have it. So maybe we should send it to the.
Wait, so Obi, Mr. Kwabena Agyapong has touched my emotions by mentioning my ardent golfing partner in bosom friend, the late J. Kotanka Obechebe Lamtes. Note of appreciation to Kwabena Agyapong. Indeed, the party should be supreme above all personal interests at all times. But our modern day politicians don't see politics the way he and I see it. I belong to the UGCC NPP tradition due to power grant, cutting timber on my stool land, and Yenase and Baseke. in Elembele. From 1901 to funding UGCC that have NPP now as a grandchild.
That's right.
These days, if you don't have a godfather and an insider at the Jubilee House, you become a persona non grata in the NPP tradition. I doff my hat off for Kwabena Agyapong for exhibiting great sense of maturity and loyalty to the Kukrude tradition as an ancestral member of the UGCC NPP tradition. The spirit of Pa Grant, JB Dankwa, Agyei Agyapong, to name but a few, will embolden him to do his best to get 4 more for Nana Chapo. Engineer Kwabena Agyapong. We free Nana Ano Emi here the second. Oye Mande Mase of Enyenase and Baseke.
Enyenase, yeah.
Enyenase in
Elemele. Me young engineer no more Elubo Road.
Yeah, Elubo Road.
You could be bare 6 days.
Oh, okay.
Is that an cementation internet? Oh, no, that was original cow ploy now. I suspect. Yeah. Mr. Owediana, why did the number, Mammy? I'm saying, what's what I say, attaching me. Paragraph. Important. You see, political history, no. I say, we are saying. Me de bia na me use football. Na me
yeah.
Me were coach team.
You have a coach team?
Up to now, for over 25 years at the Braka.
Team
name you know. Argentinos. Maradona me pena 17. The team no to Argentinos.
Oh, okay.
They say last time a goalkeeper, a friend Atizigi.
About our team, no?
Yakubu Muhammad Nansa ni kwata bobi.
Okay.
Obo Tanzania say oka ho ne brother Ibrahim omunyina men kola Rashid boy bi no Aduana Stars,
okay.
Left back Obo Starless Gokela Hoto omunyina no mo Argentinos
team that's so ho
that's so adabraka say ya for sports assembly am pese me kam ko am raho because whilst we struggle at the local level to support World Cup near by be and reform.
Yeah.
So, now me can say because na mo team back on Madina. A friend Brighton Stars. No more Madina. No my good because handless no. Is kasi and fan come boys na aye go right.
I dey.
So I do baby na me nya time papa nchiri. We dey very diligent.
Okay.
Now those days Isaac Vosa ka otibench onye bi mo. Aban ne bof ye 5. And so Aban and me am more ankosro. Life is like that. Politics can be like that. So, Prince Tego, omunyina no mo kan. So no mo regulars. Fifi, your guy be Fifi. First time who say, what the BBI because Ibrahimovic san or someone or control ball. And so entimenko. Boy back up to now, me kasana me raho no onima. A friend Mohammed Abubakar Abu. Unim Brazilian friend Kakan.
Yeah.
The ball but say no pepe. Solid, but I'm so cool. They go on and parents cast on school. The beer boy me Dana Mira was this was a guy, and
a global.
Oh superstar. Man, that said me who talent. I mean, poker free and no more than when I see a talent, the boy back there, unfortunately, he died a tragic death. A friend is sick. Oh no, only half a Liberian. Bopa. Adabraka ho do still buson say CK ombakachiro so me can say amanipa atiase say ewiase no we shouldn't worry too much about the obenya free bibim. You should have the happiness of having contributed. Say me say na metimi bo nipa ba ko mienu no manage I know mapon say ban beba say obenya position so enya position me de nyankopon aye me. But the press secretary to President Kufo Fiensia. Baby, and who has a Buckingham Palace or Imperial Peking or Tokyo, say or China or say the White House. Maybe my call a friend is a G8 meetings. Tia Putin, Tia Bush, Tia Wait, Kobe or Savannah, Georgia, Kobe or a friend is a Britain, that be a Mokoto Bombo, who near her. 77 Mokai, Scotland, Gleneagle. Into my home near Miami. Timi de me de ense me boa na me party no ayeye ne atimi akire omo edi akire no se wo mo nsesa omo orientation and then me tese ekoto abai se obi GTV obi yese ne na hamadwe me be general secretary papa oti o kan o support me ba me ba o constituency that time enche bia se ma free we cross no be do constituency capital the transport 20 cities and so I won massively because party for no money record, my record of service and sacrifice and selflessness in this political transition is public. It's something they know. So, say this guy koto it is yes nice idea. On my no as a country.
But how can it be stopped? I mean,
we
beyond
as
the moral appeals to people.
No. I think we'll get there. We'll get there. We won't solve everything in one day, but we'll get there. I think political leadership is also very important. Because they've seen certain examples. School, deputy minister, but those I call fleeting. And check. Me, Nancy, Naminam. Your friend, me a tribute you ran my packing car, Naminam, Oxford Street. And then the mask in it. Tinane. Monsieur Minister Bio. Where NDC minister, PNDC time. No, a minister, me Modi, me more a sector, Nana, Akuhuni Pakro. On Namho, to say the only minister. I'm saying that political position is transient. Also but it's not forever. The way I'll be treating Nipan here, and when it lasted forever, not what you make out of it. Now, if I go back to Nkrumah time, it's then be what yet legitimate Antiko Ringway, former Nkrumah finance friend Ayekumi. Oh, that can be 1 year. There is so. Nancy Kofa, a Dana Pratinisio. A Japade, infant Kobebia. Materialism and it's Ghana for so and Kobe Bia. And I want to preach this, and I want all political leaders to know that we are in say a sumo mind to serve the people and do something to lift the lives of our people rather than say I
would want to do this, and then I'll come back now for Yashe, because we've not talked even about more opponents in this election, because you are confident of a victory for the NPP, but the NPP is coming up against a political party in Swa. When it comes to winning elections, they are there. And remember, may assess more opponents, their flag bearer, running mate, and how we campaign no echo against EOS. But before that, no, my main for we me a T4 and more money. The messages are banner at door, so I'll come back to all of them. But Consolidated Bank of Ghana, Semin Fantum and him say, paying taxes is an obligation to the state.
Me back, me here. The Minyako. I was a video. It's cartoon. White chair.
Oh, Consolidated Bank. And the NFA be cartoon. The NFA be cartoon. Now, almost me found to him say paying taxes is an obligation to the state, and Consolidated Bank per se man you may very easy amount. You per se stress free. Now unkonya excuses say GRA office where tre minti me nanten call GRA staff mame home meje and all of that. Ain't Consolidated Bank say oh, for phone and just dial *222# in the *222#. Unya dial follow the prompt. You can pay your customs duties, you can pay your Ghana Revenue Authority taxes, your Environmental Protection Agency levies, Ghana Standards Authority levies, Food and Drugs Authority levies, and levies for all other government services. Ubitimi etria just on a click with a click of your phone into *222#. And then you are good to go. Say, onye tech savvy, untimi use phone ye ne adea. You can also walk into any branch of Consolidated Bank Ghana nationwide. Now, what we have taxes into use CBG to pay all your taxes for effectiveness. Remember, CBG is ISO certified. Or call cbg.com.gh. Ubenya more details. One answer for 0302 216000. Now, no one in CBG. Also, we stand with you. My main Kai will say, interview session in association with Heaven Mosquito Spray and Mosquito Coil. Into Heaven, or see a Kumintuntum team. Heaven, dear, Bakope. Pleasant on humans, tough nightmare on insect. And Timonshan and so, MI Sasna and a puff food, and so boy, and one so cool, into an appa food, and a pa spaghetti, and a pa mackerel, and a pa sardine, and a patin tomatoes, everything. It is really tasty. And the Shannon so, MIA. Korean ginseng tea, so a tea, I won't no more, a bois. body pains a bit too free ho a protective liver when you unfia kwen ni we adwuma kakra no wabre tie wasa wonom eno no mo amopese mo blood circulate blood circulation proper Korean ginseng tea be yes adwuma na ma wa yare afi na wo ho eto pebinom o cholesterol level up as a from Korean ginseng tea. It improves retentive memory as well in student. And we are seeing Agyei Ede atum upibia to a shopping mall, supermarket, shell shops, goil shops, pharmacies, online shopping centers. Ni na obinya bi etumi ato. YNJ Company Limited diaba. One number ni 0244 614 039 0244 614 039. Korean ginseng tea for a healthy life. Sasem Pharmaceuticals, the Nura Hodomi and Sanda Bejas, your freshman capsules, fresh cool capsules, and a fresh lady capsules. Ebia Wejuma Mua Coco Ham, waist pains, general body pains, fresh cool capsules, fresh lady capsules, so say ma edro, upeso your best sima, candida say how menstrual pains, unya bia, ebeko, ediama, freshman capsules, and so for male vitality and urine flow. Sasem Pharmaceuticals number a 0243 559 319 0243 559 319. Now no one in the encomo penroid be eto na into me. Wow. Let me come back to some few messages. Good evening, Obi. Great job. I just love this man. Seriously, Kwabena is good. My regards to my MP Honorable Atukujo Ekunfi constituency. Wefri Isaac Fifi Mensa or Ekunfi Strafa Abuano and on the way a brain. There is one here which says, okay. Kweku Esiaman Ketia, aka Ghana Money, Washington, D.C. Was a good afternoon, Obi and Kwabena. I'm more than happy to see our former General Secretary back to the 2020 party campaign team. A big welcome back to him. May Almighty God bless him for the rest of his life. For more Fanana, Ghanaians should remember he's number one on the ballot. Let me see if there's one here. Obi, in fact, Kwabena Agyapong is making your program very lovely, ecstatic and enthusiastic. Let him keep up the good message. Regards to Ernest Yaokomi, Walanyo Ewakwetia. We say Obi. Okay. Gastiman Brekum. And he says, Obi, please ask Mr. Agyapong if he doesn't feel he has then betrayed Paul Afoko because they both went down together. But he quickly did a U-turn to support the party, which I think is good. Or he's doing this for his flag bearer ambitions. Gastiman Ewobrekum with this one. Where he said, Kwabena, your name just makes me thrive. I tell you, it is for the good of this. That to me as a Christian, it is for your good. And for our good that things went the way it went. Okay. I'm an uncle spy, Ewo Takra, did I just say, dear a two one officer a year or a Christian in a dear. The clear distinction between Anado and John Mahama is that Anado is competent, incorruptible, and compassionate, while John Mahama is incompetent and indecisive. Okay, Ghanaians must reject Mahama in SNDC. One good term deserves another. 4 more for Joe Gatti. Je suis blueprint on wo esikado keten and or the way abba. We say Obi, I love his good command of the Queen's language, anti-L, and on the way abre. Okay, we say, Kwabena, with what you have said about unsung heroes, the party need to have a day to remember such people. Do you know Mike Agyei is dead, and he has not been mentioned anywhere? Do you remember him? Mark Ewa Spentex, Mike Agyei.
I worked with him for a short. So he was President Kofo.
Oh, okay.
He was at the castle, but of course, a Juma Mike Agyei no year for it. Free press, I said no okay. Oh, the normal journalists during the heat of the revolution sacrificed for this country. Tommy Thompson, just those days no nipa bro. Nipa abre wo mem. Yes, Metiso last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Matiso was true.
Okay.
I mean, I think people like that. But I'm saying ba the back girl, no, Elizabeth or Juma. Yeah, I mean she's quite active in the party.
Oh, okay.
And it's important that we have that institutional memory. Just that said I'm beginning me bo binumudin. Of course, say Dr. Donko for homo kumasi or ha no makosra na kakra. So them chrono. Any party ho bo afore ma de. Na chese bi dwane free kroma ebinum adwuma sei ebinum fa ho wuye enti bi kase bia yeah but people have really suffered, and sacrificing is a key part of even our religion. So enti mesre me de hear me say any ye cool for minim say dosun say ndc for. I want the base to be energized. Me say obebia obia sorry Kenya nipa kasem de pichre no to say nsem kakra niem agumanim sem kasa me kan me nkanwie now we can be about say compare president you know mama a few examples of some projects I think say we can running our treasury and value for money they are almost macra and say be my certain examples. That aside, let's go even policy drive. From 2008, Mampeni Kase on the Oba, Yankopoyan at Mobile Free Senior High School. At that time, Mahama said, any possible. Siken who are beating the air, it will be a cry 20 years. Is that not the position? In politics, leadership is about being decisive and being clear on what you can't be wavering. National health insurance. In fact, one free parliament, no count. So them children. Yaba, yashishe the yenti, and then who say what can be no more advert be me TBB about national or say be free health, your insurance on
the primary health care.
But say cash on by one
time payment
health
insurance.
So you see, this one is a very special election. It's an election between two people who have had record. Enti mama onye nipa foforo na wabaka se me ba me yesi. Na se wonya 8 years, dey na we. I don't know why. Because we him say for the first 3 years, Professor Mills, he wasn't very well. So you were virtually in control of the country. Now was a full time. You've had 8 years already at the helm. And now mitiso kase the basis for free and ukra National Identification Authority.
Yes.
Okay, na masre. 2007 na Mr. Kufo de buy. Almost one month penny. Me na say dunketia radio so. Me kra me kase look yenya na abefu manka electoral commission for sika omu waste no. E hu ni mfa so because abrochi your solid database, solidly designed, very such that the software would migrate you onto the electoral register once you touch 18. So it is so that electoral commission mu database or do ha near left it near the near chro letter broche ha near chro say where the 18 to ultimate to aba. So them chron. All because the main database here National Identification Authority. Omoni e kun at the time. Electoral commission for so far so say pese jo madwuma na confusion near the and na chese I didn't install it. And then you buy after 8 years o man you buy within the year a registration and saying I was shocked. Say close to 70% of those Omukra. It means that people have bought into it. So you started 207. No man. You say Ghana DNA identification cards. So yeah, people so see people and therefore be home. And so the politics room say that delay. By now, the results are until when you castle party be an as a man penny a visionary difference no and now you know idea was in the company and then you cannot come and use that as a basis for your flagship program or flagship program or they by health no based on National Identification Authority most na mompe so just
but are you monitor more campaign? Are you monitoring the NDC campaign?
I am. And I say,
are they not winning Ghanaian hearts? And are they through a campaign? No,
not at all. On messaging cry very weak. And I'm saying this is their flagship. The messaging is weak.
Messaging is weak.
Weak. Even the delivery is weak.
Until the big push.
Big push for what?
Oh, big push, sir. 10 billion infrastructure, big push.
I free if I antique Roman, I call cut this out for Hope City. 8 years. Yeah, Unia. Ekosiisen.
And also now we our empire.
So, it goes up. Really, will beat me. So, media, me, no, my political style, sometimes, me, I'm a party for me, because I'm say, I'm not really interested in. Maybe I'm selling our good points, and I think that we have a good story to sell. Near my eye, and it doesn't yam. But you've heard highlight of a manifesto. And I say I don't even want to talk about manifestos. So obi or bano mada to say the man penny a kufuado bano. No madano. And now see me shebo me ba me say now what bada? You know, and there were no sons of manifesto about so can want some case. There be because you are not here because you are in office. Until they are waiting me here no. Na microphone say papa your car so share bo say waiting me here ba bia so ayeko no. Mu nyina say mo hwe. On chichire obi akọ omu an na e ka say nana eduru ba become so only be say ofecho. Na dey ofecho nyom no si so me papa ofecho. So why ma abroso. So enti I didn't you've had 8 years. And it's very difficult for you to come and convince the people. Say now was some bright idea be. I feel the very pedestrian in friend is Okada no near the send
Okada legalization.
I mean, yeah, just the whole, why should we cry about him? When you go and check the medical records, the fatalities associated with those who use motors in this country, 70% die in accident. Out of the 30 that don't die, 90% suffer major injuries.
But that's why he's calling for regulation.
Regulating what?
The space.
Regulating what? Anyway, like I said, the Ghanaians are the best judges. Ghana for 8 years. And for 4 years. And they will judge, and I can tell you, they will judge massively for Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo 4 more years to do more for the people of Ghana. It's quite clear. It's there. So I mean, my party, my politics in this country. You can feel the pulse of the country when there's about to be a change. You can see it. It's not there. Those signs
there's a clamor for change.
No, not at all. Those signs.
And we MPP
in I mean, when you are meeting a strong opponent, you can see it.
John Mahama is not a strong opponent.
Look, it's not about. I'm not here to do personal attacks on people. I'm not interested. That's not my style of politics.
The NDC has not got a strong
but I have been even surprised at his platform performance. I've listened to him a few, and for someone who is much younger, it's not as vibrant. You know, Nana deliver or Kasemon Tuabano, Mame, boom, boom, even the energy levels or the Kasano. And then the passion and the drive, it excites the people. So, maybe I'm very confident without being complacent. That's why I'm trying to drive the get out the vote campaign in the party. Because I know, say, once our people turn out in numbers, we're going to win this. We'll secure the ballot. We are good at that. We have a good strategy for monitoring the ballot and collating our own results. We fought for that. So our electoral process. And they dimutintima. So 2012, the best thing that happened out of electoral petition was the fact that now parties have to be given collation results.
Yeah. At the polling station.
That's right.
At
the constituency center, it should be there. It didn't used to be part of the process. So, say
Ober relish another strong room experience.
Oh, nipa pure. See, me, you know, I'm saying, I'm saying, Sakaka, many kakao. And I hear this.
You are not 60.
No, I'm not 60, but me, I be.
Oh, okay.
And me, say me, Me ko kakra.
Obama ebi mo so akọ strong room hobby.
Oh yeah,
that's experience.
They handled it well in 2016, so I'm sure there's a strong team to do that. Yeah, we can give all the advice where to look out for. To watch in there.
May I wrap it up? But that would be after this. Ekosiisen so high asempa 94.7 FM. Mr. Kwabena Agyei Agyapong, or a former General Secretary of the NPP and a former Presidential Press Secretary. Obi, it's true. Some of us were operating from Kwabena's office at Kanda. I worked there with some party people, including the late Kwabena Buedu and many others. We free Kwame Poku CID and Honorable District Chief Executive Amansie Kwame Poku CID and all this our message in the bio. Thank you. Let me see. There are a lot. Obi, all NPP members should emulate Honorable Kwabena Agyapong. He loves the party too much. I have been watching him from here, how he sells NPP and how he sold NPP on Kumasi FM stations. He's a true patriot. I would come and see him anytime I visit home. PY or Ohio in US of A. Munkaila Jonas Edia inside Curiosity Obi. Indeed, NPP is endowed with the requisite human resource, and Kwabena Agyapong is no exception. The man has really made my day by giving me the rich history of my party, NPP. May the good Lord, who has kept him for all of us, all this while, continue encouraging him till he claims his general secretary position back. 4 more for Nana. Oh, is there something on your mind?
No,
I think
it's
no party position bill. And that's not chairman.
No. You see, it's like boxing. Maybe I'm Azuma Nelson.
Yeah, gloves were.
I will say because because
okay.
Azuma many future pictures come down for pan. Now, you see, in boxing they say don't look beyond your next fight. I don't want any party person to look beyond this election.
Focus should be on the election.
It should be on the election. Win the election. Win the election. Win the election. You have 4 more years to plan, to do things. And the beauty of it is that you have the opportunity then to serve the people of Ghana. Of course, he nipa be a neman kitty be now what's the son no what by the 8 years now say party but than Japanese vote they will Liberal Democratic Party na fe but
after winning the election, no, beyond that, if Nanado should call you so more ministerial appointment, you would accept that, no? Because again, opportunity to serve the Ghanaian people.
I've always wanted to serve the country, and I've served in different capacities, and it doesn't matter where you serve. But that is the president has the prerogative. To do. That's right. So I don't want to discuss that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, sir, Sally Suseche or power Uti regional. Obi, please tell Engineer Kwabena Agyei Agyapong we missed him, especially his splendid public discussions, and thank you to God Almighty for his life. 4 more for Nana Sharifa for Nkwanta South. Obi, I would not have forgiven myself if I didn't have the opportunity to listen to the general himself, Kwabena Agyei Agyapong. Kwabena is an institution when it comes to matters of the NPP in contemporary Ghanaian politics. I'm very happy to see him play the role he is currently playing. Obi, God bless you for making Mr. Agyapong a menu on your widely listened to program Ekosiisen on Asempa FM. Thank you to you too for listening to us. We say, hey, Kwabena Agyapong, long time, Frank Ewa Germany. We say, Obi, ask him if he still support Valencia because yesterday they destroyed Real Madrid 3-1. Frank Ewa Germany.
4-1.
Oh, I have 4 more. Okay, meaning you still support them.
No, I support. Oh, no, I said that it's tongue in cheek. He knows I am Real Madrid fan.
Okay. We said, Obi, I'm Osman from Binde in Bumpurugu district. Tell my man Kwabena Agyapong that I like him so much. Obi, good afternoon to you and my good friend Kala. You're from Kala.
Hey, sir.
Kala.
Kalahari Desert. Nickname was go.
Oh, no, no.
Kala. It's for the Kala face of
I'm so happy listening to him today. We hope he would play a major role in the next government. Way free, I'll say from government in the Bronx, New York.
Hey,
you know New York,
Bronx.
Yeah, Bronx in New York. And all the way, Abba. There are so many messages and a wrapping up to do with Mr. Kwabena Agyapong, but that will be after this short break. Yeah, but it's Ekosiisen, so stay with us.
Da.
Yes.
Sabroso olive oil no. Auntie BC o mami o.
Sense hunti.
Enso di bi ye aduane won kitchen ho.
No one can say me if you am soma o. Besene aduane won ti ma kire mu ye. Auntie B.
Yes, if you am in ye.